Hi, welcome back to my channel. So, this video is being made on account of a dare. Serena Grace dared me to take action on whatever popped into my mind, and that action is making this video. And my inner child loves science, and so to make my inner child happy, I will be talking about quantum physics. And we see a lot said about quantum physics on YouTube by the spiritual creators, and it certainly makes sense because quantum physics is a mysterious and spiritual thing. It started off when there were some experiments in and around the year 1900 that just didn't make sense. And that was known as the ultraviolet catastrophe. And no surprise that it was Einstein in the year 1905 that first made sense of it by thinking about how light rays, beams of light, can actually not just be waves, but also be thought of as particles, photons. And so then de Broglie came along shortly after that and said, well, if light rays can be particles, how about things that we think of as particles, such as electrons, protons, and neutrons? Why can't those be thought of as waves? And so they both published some papers, and then came Erwin Schrödinger, and he was challenged, he was dared to come up with a wave equation to describe waves of particles, like electrons. And so he did, and that was the Schrödinger equation, which really was the beginning of quantum physics. I mean, there were certainly plenty of concepts before he came up with that equation, but that's really when it began as a discrete discipline. So bringing together this idea of waves, fields, energy, matter, that's quantum physics. Of course, we, including our brains, are made up of molecules, made up of atoms, made up of electrons, protons, neutrons, with photons flying around all over the place. So that if we really want to answer the question, who are we and what are we, it makes sense to think in terms of quantum physics. When we want to answer the question, what is consciousness, it also makes sense to think of it in terms of quantum physics. My belief, my theory is that the very basic unit of consciousness is a photon put together with a graviton. And I believe that what that creates is one of the very basic particles of quantum mechanics, the electron. I think that the consciousness we experience arises and emerges from the consciousness of the very basic particles of quantum physics. And every time that thought comes to mind, why, my mind is blown. Why would an electron be the very basis of human consciousness, and for that matter, the ultimate consciousness of the universe? Why would that be? Well, you can think of consciousness as that entity that collapses a quantum wave function. My belief is that gravity is what collapses a quantum wave function. That is an interpretation of quantum physics proposed by Roger Penrose. I learned about it in his book, Road to Reality. And so if gravity is the thing that collapses a quantum wave function, is gravity actually a form of consciousness? And is gravity observing a light ray and the light ray observing the rest of the universe via gravity? Is that the basis of consciousness? There's something to think about. Very well. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Welcome if this was your first time seeing this channel, and I appreciate your being here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment if you would like to hear some more in-depth thoughts on this subject. And from time to time, I have tea time, where we can actually get together on a Zoom call or Google Meet or something like that and have a two-way discussion about this subject and any subject in a nice, safe, relaxed, and non-judgmental environment. The next one of these is on the 18th, this Sunday, noon Central Daylight Time. Send me an email, and with your email on the list, I will send you an invite right at around the time we start. And let's have tea time. All right. Take care.